This is real footage of me gambling my iRating. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is peak up at Watkins Glen this week. We're going to get into race number 1 here in a second. We are going to be starting P12 for this opening race of Porsche Cup. I'm so sorry for how long it's taken for me to get these videos out. Just, had university exams and all that, but we're back on the grind. Horrible start for me. Absolutely abysmal, just wasn't able to get the car off the line. I kind of went a bit hard on the accelerator, but heading on into turn 1, car number 15, going down the inside, getting a 2-for-1 deal on myself and the number 9 car, but he's just going to be able to clean it up on exit, and that's not going to affect him coming too much up the hill up here, 2x2. It's not really how you want to be going up the hill, so I'm going to get a better run than a couple of these cars. You can see that 15 car that just overtook me, absolutely flying past. He's got a terrible run, and he's going to lose a bunch more positions. But we're going to head right on to lap number 2. Nothing more really happened on lap number 1. And we're just going to be looking to try keep with this pack up ahead. It's quite a slipstream based track. There's no chicane and no boot this week, so it's a very simplistic track. And as such, any small mistake can really upset you quite a bit in terms of this race. So we're going to be looking to try get the slipstream on number 9 into the carousel, going around the outside, but that's not where it's going to end, because I'm going to switch down to the inside very late. Just get my nose along inside and just try to complete the move going into the corner. You can see how I went a little bit deep, but there's a couple of other cars that went a bit deeper, and I'm going to pick up that position along with the position of overtaking the number 9 car, and that's going to put us back into P12, which was our starting position in this race. Quickly, we're going to head on to lap number 4. Just going to fly through this race nice and quick. Into T1, you can see a couple cars offline, the green car going a bit deep there, Red Bull car losing it. I'm going to go around the outside, take the off track, just, it's not worth it to try stay on the track and all that. You can see he just gets on the power wrong, gets tagged around by the V-Power racing car, Shell Power, something, I don't know, car. And that's his race over, really, because he won't be on the pack anymore. Moving my brake bias back here, so it's pretty obvious. We're going to be looking for a move, again, down into the carousel. The tyres get hot quite quickly here, so sometimes it can pay just to ease off and try to save a bit of tyres for the end, but not really getting close enough here. But that doesn't matter, because we're just going to be looking to go around the outside as Zach Haight at the front of this pack slows up a lot and really just causes a bit of an accordion. And that's going to give us that run around the outside into car number 10. Some people were saying the regards of, inside-outside line around here. I was fine with either line, got the move done. Obviously that car died there, very unfortunate. We're going to go on board and have a look at the replay. You can see that off the corner, Zach just doesn't get his power down and leaves the 7 car out to dry, just leaves him on the grass. That's, that is racing surface. He probably should have left a gap there, but it is what it is. It's just what happens. So we're going to go on to the end of this exact same lap, number 4, and heading on to lap number 5. There's a car in the wall, promoting us up another position, up to P number 8 after 4 laps in this race. That's 4 positions in 4 laps. A pretty good effort, but there's definitely more to be had in this race. We're going to go on board and just have a look at what happened. There's car number 2. He's P2 at the moment, defending down the inside. Defends nicely, but he'll come across here, and car number 5 will regress going into the corner, and that is going to end his race. There will be a lot of suspension damage on that car, you'd think, having an attack angle of such a high speed. Heading on to lap number 8 here, and we've got a gap of 1.2 seconds to the car behind of Wow. We want to be trying to move forward here, and ideally if I can work alongside Zach and Daniel, we could minimize the amount of time that we lose to those 2 cars behind. Potentially keeping them out of the race entirely, but you'll see Zach gets all wrong there. He just goes a little bit deep into the corner and tries to compensate by braking harder. I think we're going to go on board here and just have a look and see if my hypothesis is correct. He just drives into the back of him, and I've assisted him going around there. Very unfortunate. That's racing. Sometimes mistakes happen. That's going to end off that lap. Wow behind has caught up to us. He has made all of the time, and he's going to go for a dive straight away after catching up. But he's not going to have the exit. You really need the exit out of turn 1, especially without the bus stop chicane. It's a long straight, a longer straight on this track, and you really need to be making the most of the momentum. So it's really just going to turn into a bit of a battle between us two. We've already lost time to Daniel Falzone ahead. Otherwise, I would have wanted to work with the WoW and try catch up to Daniel. But clearly, he's just wanting to battle, which is fair enough. He's more than entitled to battle. We're going to head on to the next lap, which will be lap number 9 here. Going back down into turn 1, on board with Joao Ribeiro. Once again, he's going to go for another send. This time just, once again, darting it at the apex. He's got a bit more exit speed this time, using more of the exit curb. And I'm just going to let him take it. It's too early in this race to be actually battling for position. And as such, I'm not really going to battle him. I'm just going to try to push him along and avoid letting the car behind, like Ariel and Steven, get into the battle of this race. He's going to go defensive, fair enough to him. I've got quite overspeed. He's going to come back across now that we have decided that we are going to work together for the next couple of laps in this race. I'm going to go a bit deep. That's no problem. Get a nice late apex, a lot of momentum. That's going to catch me just back up to his bumper. It's quite a slipstreaming track. But Ariel has caught back up to us, Steven has been dropped off, so we've now got a 3-car battle for P7 through P9 in this race, with 4 laps to go. But these 4 laps are going to be the most battly 4 laps. So heading down back into turn number carousel, we are once again slipstreaming up the back of Joao. Joao's going to go defensive. I'm going to go around the outside. With 4 laps to go, we've got 4 seconds out the front, 4 seconds out the back. We've got time to battle. I'm just going to test these first few laps, see where he's strong, see where he's weak, and then from there I can formulate an overtaking plan. Once you know their weaknesses and their strengths, you can work and play to your strengths and their weaknesses. And that's what I'm going to try to do here, heading on into the penultimate corner. Just looking to, once again, keep along behind him, with Ariel behind me as well. I'm also going to be watching my mirrors. I don't want to drop too far back out of Joao's slipstream, because that will allow Ariel to potentially have a go at me, and we do not want to be losing Joao in this race. Heading on to lap number 20, that puts us with 4 laps to go, 20, 21, 22 and 23. Of course are the 4 laps that we are going to be racing for. Through T1, keeping exit speeds high, looking for slipstream on Joao Ribeiro. We want to be in front of him. The method for getting in front of him, once, like I said before, we've got 5 laps to try to formulate a plan. What is the plan? I don't know. We're going to be going into the carousel. Once again, I'm going to look to go to the right. He's going to pull across at the same time I do. I'm going to pull back across to the left, get my nose just in front, heading onto the turn-in. But the inside of the corner has a lot of camber. He's going to be a stick it along the inside and get the better exit. He's going to hold position there, but that's not the end, because I'm going to look for another run down the next into the penultimate corner. I want to just be getting in his head as much as I can and just interrupting his flow state. Just going down the inside, you can see I've just managed to get in his head a little bit there. He tries to go reactively defensive, and in the next couple of laps, you're going to see the same things happening there. You can see he's reacting. He's doing reactive to defending, which you're not really allowed to do. It's not the best thing to be doing. And you'll see he gets a bad exit. That all kind of formulated from when before I sent him a bit deep, and it kind of disrupted his whole cornering thing. He didn't fall for it into turn 1. Well, he doesn't fall for it into turn 1. And we're just going to look to try right along with him and formulate where we can get the slipstream and get along the inside of him. I prefer the inside overtaking nearly every part of this track. And yeah, so we're going to get another nice slipstream. It's not going to be close enough this time. He goes defensive really early. I'm going to try pull him across to the left by staying out to the left and then go right. And once again, he just reacts. He reacted a bit there. I obviously didn't want to go for the move there, just dummying. And yeah, now I know he's a reactive driver. I'm going to have to make sure that I account for that in the overtaking scheme that I come up with. We're going to go back on board here with his reaction. You can see he comes across there. Yeah, couple tires width. I think it was a tire width and a half or so he comes across. We're going to have a look at his chase cam. You can see relative to the black line in the middle of the track, he does in fact move across. He obviously really wants to keep this position. I don't blame him. Racing is about finishing in the highest position possible. Back on board now. At the line, it's going to be 2 laps to go. This is where the overtake needs to stop happening. Once again, going down the inside, just getting in his mirrors, he falls for it. He seems to get baited by my dummy's attacks and just getting in his head really easily. He goes a bit deep in the final corner. I'm going to get a little bit of a better exit, but he's got the corner speed, so it's roughly going to draw even. And yeah, we're going to have a look here just at what happened in that second to last corner. And as I expected, he comes across again. It's, yeah, not the best. Not one of the best. So we're going to just go back through that final corner again. 2 laps to go at the line. Let's see what we can do to end this race off. I'm going to be looking to get right along the backside of him, coming out of this first corner here. On the brakes nice and early. He goes a bit deep, so I'm going to have a run. But my run's going to be a little bit too good now. I have caught him too early. You want to be catching them after the bus stop, and you'll see I just try aim for the apex there, just try to disrupt him. Doesn't want a bar of it. But the slipstream's going to repower me up here after I kind of had to lift a bit at the bottom of the hill. Once again, I'm going to pull out to the left. There's a gap there. I don't know about that one. I struggle with that one. You can see there's a gap there. I move across. He closes it. That gave him a 4x in this race. I didn't want to obviously give him a 4x. It wasn't my intention to give him a 4x. I just wanted to go for the move. The move was on. He closed the gap and ended up getting tagged by me. But that 4x has put him over the incident limit. He has now got more than 17 incidents in this race, so it's going to be a penalty for him. I was trying once again to pull him across, and he didn't fall for it there. I was a bit confused about what happens, but coming up to the final corner, and he takes the weirdest pit entry I've ever seen. He goes wide, overslows, cuts back in, I tag him, and give him a little bit of a death sentence. I didn't mean to give him a death sentence. But we're on to our final lap now, heading on into T1. It is now 2-car race between me and Ariel Julian for P7 in this race, out of the first corner. Good exit by me. He's got the momentum, but it's just going to be a good finishing position if he doesn't battle either way, so I think that comes into his mindset a bit here. I'm going to go defensive right on the white line. He's going to pull out. I'm going to take up all the space between us, ensuring that I've got the best entry angle into this carousel as possible. He's not going to clear me going into the corner. I'm going to brake nice and deep, just getting the car hustled on that yellow line. And I'm going to clear him into the corner. I'm going to get a good exit. I've just got to go defensive. 2 corners. That's all it is. Penultimate and the final corner. We're going to go on board with him here, looking there. I've left him a car's width. He doesn't want it though. He wants to go back around to the outside. I'm going to go defensive. Hold that line. Hold him up. Once again, 1 corner to go. Just don't let him down the inside. Don't let him do anything silly. And it's a drag race to the line now, but I think there's just enough in the tank there. And that will finish us the race in P7. Very good race for the first one of the day. A lot of races to go still. But yeah, a bit upsetting about that incident with Joao. Obviously, I didn't mean to hit him. It was a bit of an interesting pit entry. I had no idea he had to slow down. There's no reason for him to be pitting. And we're just going to look at my onboard of that. So as you can see here, he kind of dives the apex, goes out, I'm on the power, and he's kind of re-slowing his car because he went a bit hot into the pit entry. Yeah, and that's just the end of the first race. We're going to head on to race number 2. We're going to be starting deep in the pack here. Not very good qualifying. I didn't have the best qualifying pace this week. It was mostly just the race IQ that kind of got me high up in the order. Jumping quickly though, starting P12. Once again, second time in this race we're starting P12. And once again, a terrible race start. Heading into T1, we're going to draw relatively even, just that 1 car down the middle there. He's going to get a good lunge. I'm going to try follow him or just see where the best line is, especially them going through wide. Not everyone's going to get a good race start, and that is the case. On board with 19 though, who absolutely sends it. Nearly get myself taken out, but he does manage to make it work. Very good move, I guess. I don't know if I'd do that move, but he did it. And cold tyres are just going to wash us out a bit. A couple cars 2x2 up ahead. We're not really going to be able to make any position going into the carousel of lap number 1 here. A couple cars going 2x2, a couple cars going defensive, but other than that, nothing really significant is happening. Apart from the fact that I have a car on the inside. Car number 6 down the inside of myself, going into the carousel. He's just going to go nice and deep, try and make something happen. I'm going to go deep. About 3 other cars are going to go deep. And we are going to ultimately gain positions from it. Lost 2, gain 3 apparently. No, so we draw about even. But we're still alive. Just going on board with this wreck, we're going to go and just get a helicopter view of it, and you'll see there's just a couple cars that go a bit deep. 1, 2, and 3 of them all going deep. All 3 of them ending up in the wall in some regard. That one spinning back on track, and that is his race over. Unfortunate for you, Sam Hopkins. I know you're out there. But yeah, sometimes cold tires will just bite you very hard on lap number 1 here. Looking to settle into this race in P11, so that's 1 position to gain on the opening lap, I think. No, We're not P11, we're P12. I lied to you guys. Just looking for good exits, apexes and exits, looking to just maximize the pace that we have and to try and keep with these leaders. That's going to be our kind of path to glory, is just getting towed along by other people. But there's a gap occurring from the first couple of cars. That's not very helpful for us. Big wreck off to the side there. Zach Haight, he had a bit of a bad week. I think he lost a bit of iRacing overall. And that will take him out of the race. That was a pretty hard hit going out of the S's. And when we look on board at the wreck, he just loses it on his own. Gets the aero taken off the front of his car. Tries to save it by slamming his brakes and gets set into a wall. So yeah, that's a bit of an unfortunate wreck there. It is what it is though. That car doesn't look like it's going to be moving really well. Back on board with myself. So I've gained a position from Zach Haight, putting me up into P11 now. So I have gained a position in this race.
I'm so sorry, Corey. I am so sorry. I just totally understeered through there. All good. We're all alive.
And as you can hear, the leaders are trying to get away from the other people by pushing really hard. So they're trying to drive as fast as they can, get away from us. And obviously you can hear there's a little bit of strife happening from the front of the pack there. But we are not at the front of the pack in this race. We are in the mid-pack, in the midst of it. If I was these people here, I'd be trying to look to work together and try catch up back to the front pack. But I think it's too little too late. Defending round the outside of this green car. I'm going to be able to clear him by the time we get into T1. He's going to settle in behind. Try and go for a little bit of an old doozy, as some guy on Reddit called it. Not really going to work though. And that McLaren coloured car up ahead. I don't know why you'd have a McLaren coloured Porsche, so maybe it's karma. I don't know. Up into P number 9. Single digit position in this race now. Looking to get a good apex turn 1, and we do. We're going to get a good run on Renee Membrano going up the hill for the 4th time in this race, obviously, as we are on lap number 4. And yeah, our pack's kind of lost anything P6 and above, so we're going to be fighting for P7 in this race at best, unless something happens to some cars up ahead. Anyway, we are battling. I'm going to send it 3 wide because I want to have fun. If we're not battling for anything higher than P7, I want to be P7. Sending it down the inside, getting the car really stuck, and then on exit, just about clearing the 19 car, but he just keeps around the outside. Someone I know said that you can't overtake around the outside of this corner, and the inside is very favourable, and they may be right. They may be right, but I just hang it around the outside here. That gives me the inside for the last corner, which is also not where you want to be. So, makes it really difficult. And this guy's going to hang it around the outside of the final corner. Going into turn 1, we're going to be relatively even side by side. And, yeah. He's just going to cut across my nose a bit, send me sideways. We're both just going to have a bit of a hit. And I'm just going to get going. I got to get back on my horse. He nearly kills me here on the rejoin. Very close. Just as well netcode worked. But, yeah. I ended up getting blamed by that guy for this one. I don't think it's my fault. He turned across my nose. You're supposed to turn in a bit later there at that corner, try later apex and get a good exit. So I don't take blame for it. I could. He told me I should have turned in more. I say, why did you turn in? So we're going to be in the depths of the pack now. We're going to be fighting our way back through the pack. You can see all the cars that have kind of had bad hits this race. Zach Haight, the guy that got spun at the S's. A couple of other ones. And we're going to be looking to try maximize our position from this point onwards. But heading on to lap number 20. Onto the end of the race. Roughly. Because this is where the battling kind of starts. And somehow we have ended up P5. Everyone, I don't know what happened. They've all just died. So we're going to be P5 in this race. We are going to be in front of Daniel Moreno, who's just gotten a drive-through penalty for exceeding incident points. And as such, that is going to play into the minds of the people behind. He's going to be wanting to try and get back up there, maximize his position, and fair enough. I mean, he was in front of us. He was way ahead. He has every right to want to get back in front. But I was in voice call with my friend Aiden in this race. He was the one that basically given all of the incident points. And Daniel just didn't bump draft very well. Kind of paid the price for it. Ended up getting a drive through and obviously joins our pack. Side by side, heading into the penultimate corner. I'm down the inside. We talked about the favorability of it before. The key with the outside is that you can push the track limits a lot. And use all of the extra track outside of the corner to kind of give yourself a bit of a tactical advantage Lap 21, Daniel's gone straight back to bump drafting. Gets the star car all cleared of me. I'm going to get an insane run though, because he's gone a little bit hot into the corner. Basically going to clear him going up the S's. Puts me up into P number 5 in this race. And there's just, yeah, a battle of a couple cars here. 20 seconds off the lead. Effectively a drive-through, that's what it was, because obviously Mr. Daniel Moreno was able to make up a whole drive-through on us and still be with us. And yeah, we're just going to get absolutely steam trained here. I prefer the inside line for defending into the carousel, and that's going to show when Daniel follows us down the inside. He's also going to clear Russell, so I'm going to be P5, Daniel's going to be P6, and with effectively about 3 laps to go, I'm going to be looking to defend someone who is probably significantly faster than myself, given the fact that he has been with the front pack the whole race, and I haven't. He's going to look for a move down the inside. Not really the place I want to do it, but it does kind of ruin my exit of it. He's going to get the over-under done. And the move's just going to kind of get settled up here. He's going to have the inside going into T1 and a bit more speed. He can side draft me as well, dump some of that aero on my rear wing, and just slow me down that little bit more as well. Side by side heading into T1. He's going to be late on the brakes. I'm looking for that exit, but he's got it quite settled there. And I'm going to be looking to slipstream back up the hill, try to get back past him. We've got a 0.7 second behind, so I'm also just thinking about the fact that I could just settle for P6 here and just push him as hard as I can, ensure that I maximize my position on the track. He's going to go way defensive, so I'm going to bump him here as a sign of respect. Like I said, 0.6 seconds to the car behind, so it is beneficial for myself to just ensure that we run away from those cars behind. I get a guaranteed P6, and then maybe I can have a little go at him on the final lap of this race. But we're going to head down the straight into the penultimate corner of this race, and we're just going to look to try to get as close as we can. I want a good slipstream out of the final corner, that's what matters. He misses the apex a bit, runs a bit wide, just shows how hard he is pushing. Maybe also the fact he's got a bit of a damage. Once again, misses the apex a bit, but I underdrive the corner and have to correct it on exit, and that is going to lead us to the final lap, where we are going to go down into T1. Braking nice and early again, looking for the exit. I've underdriven it though, so I'm a bit far back for the slipstream now, and effectively that is potentially going to be the end of my race. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get past a driver that is significantly faster than me and all that, but never say never. You never know. I'm getting a good slipstream, trying to get nice and close to him. Just he's pulling the defensive line. He stays defensive. This is my comeback story. He's going to have a bad exit coming out of the carousel. I'm right on that apex, but it's just not, you can't get close enough. The only place that you can really get an overtake done is going into the carousel. There's just a car stopped on the inside there. Didn't die. Maybe someone else did. Don't know why that car's parked there. I guess we'll never know why that car's parked there. Through the penultimate corner and into the final corner for this race, and it's going to be P6 in race number 2 of the video. Very good comeback considering all the wretched stuff that's happened to me in this race. I don't know what happened to everyone else for me to finish so high, but P6 in this race. So P6 and P7 in the 2 races today. Very good results. I can't really argue with it. So yeah, thank you for watching these races today. If you guys liked the content, please subscribe and leave a like so I know you guys like it and I can make you some more content. And yeah, I've got some more Watkins Glen races for you guys, and I'll see you next time with them.